Oh, hello. Yes, please come in. No, I'm not busy right now. You're rather a lucky person today because this morning I had a lot of people, but this afternoon there's no one in the diary. Yes, you can put your coat over there and your bag down there. So, how can I help you today? Okay. A tarot card reading. Perfect. Can I interest you in anything else? Perhaps a palm reading? Tea leaves? Okay. Just a tarot reading it is then. So, before we start, tell me, have you ever had a tarot card reading before? Okay, so this is completely new to you. Well, I'm very flattered that somebody recommended me to you. I have been practicing tarot cards, clairvoyancy, palmistry for a little over 2 decades now. Yes. Well, if you're ready, we'll begin. I think we'll start by assessing your aura a little bit. When you first came in, I felt there was almost a slight fog around you. If you can relax for me, relax your shoulders, relax your head, and just look at me. And breathe slowly in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you can do that for me again, just repeat that while I have a look at your aura. I can see above your head and around your cheeks there, and across your shoulder, all the way down to your feet. It's interesting. I think what we'll do is just cleanse the air around you a little bit. It will help me dispel any energies from previous customers and will help intensify your own aura, your own energy, so that I can get a clearer reading from you. Okay, let's see. Lovely. That makes it much clearer, yes. Okay. I think now what I'll get you to do can you smell this for me? It's fine. What we'll do, we'll heat it up a little bit. We'll let the flame burn for a moment and see if that intensifies the smell. let that burn for a moment. If you can smell that again for me. Yes. Okay. What can you smell? Okay. Do you find it a pleasant smell or an unpleasant smell? Okay. It's good to know. And finally, before we get onto the cards, I'm going to get you to choose between 2 different incense. Okay. If you can smell this one first. It is quite strong, that one, isn't it? And this one, please. Okay. Is there a particular one you find more relaxing than the other? Yes, you may have a smell again. So this was the first one. And this is the second one. The second one. Good choice. I'm going to just fill the room with the smell of this incense, and I would like you to breathe deeply for me. I want you to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Fantastic. Keep going. Yes. Lovely. Yeah. Keep going. If it helps to close your eyes, then you may. I think we are ready. I'm going to choose this set of cards for yourself. I have certain decks that I like to use, certain decks that I find speak to me. But sometimes, with certain customers, it is quite obvious that other decks will be more appropriate. And for you, I think this is the one. What I'm going to get you to do is shuffle the cards. And you can do that any way that you like. And I want you to think about a question, if you have one. Or if it's just a snapshot of your life, you want to see where you are now and where you're headed, then that's fine too. As long as you shuffle them, you really focus on what has brought you here, where you are now, and where you'd like to go. And when you finish shuffling them, if you could pop them down on the table for me, face down. and just shuffle them as you like. You may take as long as you like to do so. That's fine. You're ready? Okay. You sure? I would like you to hand me the first card on the top, please. Yep. You've given me this card. I'm going to lay it down on this table over here. And I'll be laying them out in a particular order. The second card, please. Interesting. Third card, please. Fourth. Another. And one final card, please. Thank you. It is important, when reading cards, to not just focus on one at a time, as though I am reading a story. You have to look at all of the cards. Look at their placement, look at how they relate to one another. Like humans, different cards have different relationships, and a card that is positive surrounded by a different card or different cards, you may find that it completely strips the positivity. Or equally, you might have a positive card next to one that magnifies the outcome, makes it even more wonderful. So it's very important that I look and really think about what it's saying. I think we'll start here. The very first card that you gave me is the Tower. In our spread, the first card represents you. The Tower tells me that currently you're in a situation of flux. You are uncertain about what's happening or what has happened. I get the impression that you are fraught either with a deception or the revealing of a piece of important information. Okay. That makes sense then. The second card is the Hanged Man. It tells me that there has been an unexpected event and that it has changed everything for you. It would seem, from what you're saying, that this unexpected event was what led you to find out certain information. Okay, I see. Yes. It is difficult when we find something that changes our worldview and our schema. It does take time to fit that new information back together again in a way that makes sense to us. Well, the third card is the Magician, and the fourth card is the High Priestess. These show me your fear and weakness versus your hope and strength. It seems to me that, on the one hand, since finding out this new information, you are scared that perhaps you will somehow succumb to it, that you will give in. Okay. On the other hand, the High Priestess tells me that you have a great strength within you, and now that you have the knowledge, you hope to do some good with it. And there is this battle within you between doing good and using that knowledge versus perhaps being somehow sucked into it. I don't know, does that make any sense? Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, I see. Well, the fifth card, this one is the Chariot. Okay, so you know a little bit about this. You didn't tell me. Okay. Well, this shows how the past, I should say, has influenced the situation you're in. It looks to me, looking at the whole spread, that you have had a similar experience in the past. It seems to me that it's not exactly the same, but you have perhaps felt this way before. Okay. Yes. Well, I think it's interesting that you talk about that, because your final card is all about the outcome. It's all about how you move on from this. And I should say, before I pick up the card, the future is not written in stone, as cliched as that sounds. Nothing that I show you about the future is forever, is paved already. No. The future that I show you in the cards is merely based on you right now going down the same path that you're going. If you decide to take a different path, then the cards will be different. But right now, the outcome is the Moon. The Moon is quite an interesting card. It greatly depends on the cards surrounding it. In this instance, with the rest of your cards, it tells me that in your current situation, you must own it. You must ride through it. As difficult as it is going to be, the best way out is to go right through the middle. I understand. I understand it must be extremely difficult. But the Moon card is all about understanding through experience. And it seems to me that by embracing it and making it your own, you will be so much stronger and so much more healed. When I showed you the Magician and the High Priestess earlier, and you had that fear that you would somehow go native, that you would not be able to control yourself within that situation, I see from these cards that you will. You will be fine. But you need to go through, not around. Yes. Well, if you wish, you can ask another question. There is plenty of time left if you would like to do that. Okay. Well, if you have any other questions or you need some more insight, then please feel free to come back. My door is always open. Okay. I'm sure I'll be seeing you again soon. Good luck. Good luck.